Sloabies, welcome back to my channel, and today is Chit Chat Saturdays. So basically every Saturday I will talk about beauty, favorites, fashion, whatever I want that has nothing to do with DIY, except this Saturday is kind of like a DIY. Today I'm going to show you guys how I made these prepped meals. I will try to do it every other week, no promises, or at least once a month. But the thing with prepped meals is that every time I see them, sometimes they just look gross and sad to me. I am one of those people who eat with their eyes, and so if it doesn't look colorful and yummy, I probably won't put it in my face. And that's probably the reason why I like desserts so much. It's so immaculately put together. Now, I will admit that I am lazy as and so I do not cook as well as my mom does. All of these recipes that I came up with is something for someone who could barely boil water. And so if I could do this, you definitely can do it as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and grab our knives and get ready.
Okay, so of course we're gonna have to start out with the ingredients, and I will link everything down below for you guys so your grocery shopping would be easier. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to cook the quinoa, and you're going to place 1 cup of quinoa with 2 cups of water, and I let it come to a boil. I have the wooden spoon over my pot to keep the water from overflowing, and once it's at a boil, you can turn it down and let it simmer for about 15 minutes or so until it's cooked all the way through. To flavor up the quinoa, I like to use this furikake stuff. It's like a Japanese flake seasoning for rice. I think it's delicious, but yep, I just sprinkle that in and I stir it about. Next, I divide the quinoa into 6 different Tupperwares, and I got these from the Container Store. I love how shallow they are. This way I can display my food. So these are Stokes potatoes, and they're pretty much a purple sweet potatoes. I think they are lower in nutrition than regular sweet potatoes, but because it's purple and it's pretty, I'm gonna go ahead and use it for this video. I went ahead and I cut them into little cubes. I drizzle a little bit of olive oil onto it, sprinkle it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then I bake in the oven for about 20 minutes at 400 degrees, making sure that I toss in between. Now onto the protein. I don't eat enough protein, so here we have some frozen salmon fillets, and I just place it onto a baking sheet. Okay, so seasoning this thing is fairly easy. You just dribble some olive oil onto it, and then of course you sensually rub it in because nothing tastes better than tender loving care. So once you're done rubbing down the salmon, you can go ahead and throw on some salt and some pepper. Now I really like to flavor it up with some chili flakes and a couple of sprinkles of paprika. And lastly, I don't know why I like this, but I like to put brown sugar onto my salmon, just a little pinch, and you kind of just massage it in a little bit. Now the same thing with the salmon, you're going to cook it for about 15 to 20 minutes in the oven for 400 degrees. Make sure you check every now and then so that it's not burnt to a crisp. And for the last side dish, I'm going to go ahead and remove the kernels off of a cob of corn. Next, I am going to chop up a shallot. It's basically a really small onion. I don't like to buy an onion because it's really big, and when I stick it in my fridge, it makes my fridge smell horribly. So at least a shallot, I can use one and done. And so that's my logic there. It also tastes better than an onion. I think it's a little bit more fragrant and more sweet. Now, with a nice pan that is heated up and with some olive oil that's ready in it, I'm going to throw the shallot in there, and I'm going to cook until the shallots are nicely caramelized. Okay, so once the shallot starts to smell amazing, you can go ahead and toss in your corn, and it takes only about 5 minutes for it to cook. Now with the sweet potato, the salmon, and the corn, you can go ahead and just place it all onto the bed of quinoa that you had earlier, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so moving on to the second dish, I'm going to take some kale and I'm just going to chop it up. Next, with some turbacon, which is pretty much the lesser and inferior version of bacon, but you know, if I constantly eat bacon, I would probably have a heart attack while editing this video, so I'm gonna go ahead and take those and chop them up into tiny little squares. And then I'm going to take a red pepper and I just cut that into tiny little slices. With a nice hot pan, you can go ahead and throw in the turbacon, and you don't want it to cook all the way through. You kind of want it to be halfway done. This way, by the time you throw everything else in, it's going to be fully cooked. Next, I throw in the kale and I'm just going to mix it around until it wilts a little bit. And then I throw in the red peppers and I cook that for a little while. And to just flavor it up a bit, obviously you're going to use salt and pepper, but I like to throw in a dash of balsamic vinegar. And lastly, whatever you have left of the quinoa, you can go ahead and just toss it in there, and it'll be like a nice kale, quinoa, red pepper salad. But to add more to this salad, I'm going to go ahead and cook these 3 eggs sunny side up. So you can go ahead and throw the salad into the Tupperware and then just top it all off with a sunny side up egg. And voila! Who says prepped meals has to look boring and gross? This is totally colorful and edible.
Do you guys think it is achievable? Do you think you can be able to make these meals on your own? Because I believe that you can. So if you guys are going to try out these meal preps, be sure to use the hashtag SLOABN and shoot it to my Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, because I would love to see your take on this video. And honestly, to keep me motivated in making videos and things like that, I just love to see how you guys take my ideas and run with it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you guys like the video, y'all know what to do. Like it down below, share with everyone that you know, and subscribe. That's how you show me that you are supporting me. And yeah, until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Remember to rock on, Sloabies. Bye. Well, hello there, strangers. Been a long time. Hey Sloabies, welcome back to my channel, and I know it's been a minute, and I said that in my last video, but it's really been more than a minute. The environment looks a little bit different, but this is my office. So my studio space is definitely something that I'm very proud of, and I can